right, today we're going to talk about different things that you need to know before you land here in Austin. How not to sound like an out-of-towner. Several people that I come across will name off some different street names, so we're going to get started with those. For example, you'll say Guadalupe when actually it's pronounced Guadalupe, okay? Another one is Menchaca. It's not Menchaca, it's actually Man Shack. Why it ended up that way, I'm not 100% sure, but it's Man Shack. Another one is Burnett. It's not Burnett, it's Burnett. Think burn it, darn it, and you'll always keep in line with how the locals here talk. Now, another one too is Koenig, right? That's the pronunciation. A lot of you guys will say Koenig or Koenig or some other weird alteration of it, but it's Koenig Road. Let's get into different areas of Austin. Now, this is one that even the Austin people will say. They'll say, for example, Mueller, which is an area of East Austin. It's actually pronounced Miller. However, here everybody wants to call it Mueller. Whichever way you go, the correct pronunciation is actually Miller. Some other areas of town, which is South Congress, we like to say SoCo. There's another area called South Lamar. We like to say Sola. Let's get into some of the suburbs. This is another one that seems to kind of get tricky with a couple people. We have one called Buda. The pronunciation is Buda. You guys like to come in town and say Buda. Another one is San Marcos, where you guys like to say San Marcos. Again, San Marcos is the correct pronunciation. And then one of my favorites is Elgin. A lot of people come into town and call it Elgin. Why? I'm not sure. It's even spelt out as Elgin. So these are some top things that you should learn before you come down here, so at least you can act and walk and talk like somebody from Austin. Now let's talk about some fun facts. The Central Business District, or kind of central downtown Austin, is kind of built out as a grid. So some good things to know about that is the roads that go east to west are named after trees. For example, Pecan Street. Pecan Street is actually 6th Street, which is very known for one of the main entertainment districts of the Austin area. And then the roads that are running north and south, just kind of like the way rivers run, north to south, those are going to be named after rivers. The 12 rivers that we have, those include Sabine, the Red River, the Neches River, the Trinity River, San Antonio, Nueces, Rio Grande, San Jacinto River, the Brazos River, and of course, Colorado, our favorite one of all. One more fun fact, you might see Waterloo in different places. So Waterloo was actually the original humble village settlement that was established in 1835. Now what happened around 1838 or so, Congress went into and wanted to rename the city. So they renamed it or passed that bill in 1938, and it changed to the name of Austin, named to honor actually Stephen F. Austin in 1839. And that's how Austin became Austin in the state of Texas. So guys, let's talk about our freeway or highway systems that we have out here. Something really important to know is on the east side, we have I-35, which is interstate highway. It runs from Mexico to Canada. If you get lost, just ask somebody how to get to 35 and that'll guide you back to wherever you're going. Now on the west side of town, what kind of changes from West Austin to Central Austin is called Loop 1. We in Austin typically call it MOPAC. So if you hear MOPAC, that actually stands for Missouri Pacific Railroad, and that's what we typically refer to it as. But when you see signs, you may see MOPAC, you may see Loop 1. Don't get confused. It's the same road. And again, it runs really within the city on the west side of town, north and south. Now, there's also US Highway 183. That can get confusing also. Part of it is called Research on the northern side, but then as you get further south, it starts changing multiple different names. Another big one that gets very confusing is US Highway 290. It's the cross section of South Congress Avenue. It starts turning into a road called Ben White. So that can get a little confusing. You've got East 290 and then you've got West 290. So it obviously can get a little tricky depending on what side of town you're on. Then of course we've got Loop 360 or what we call Capitol Texas Highway. It's widely considered one of the most scenic areas of Central Texas, mostly attributed to the rolling landscape and the Pennybacker Bridge. Now one thing I want to tell you guys about the 360 loop, it's not a loop. It actually runs from MOPAC, really doing a 180. So there's no loop in it. It's a 180. It's not a 360 degree type loop. So don't get confused. Don't get lost. And again, learn your words because Texans as well as Austinites are very proud of what we've named our roads, our rivers, and everything else. Thanks, y'all. Hey guys, I hope you found the information helpful. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, or comment below. And as always, if you need anything real estate related or have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate again to reach out. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.